Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you are brand new here, welcome in. So this is the part 2 of my Celtic Thunder Odyssey album review. I will leave the link to part 1 down in the description box if you guys have not seen that already. But if this is the first Celtic Thunder video that you're watching and you haven't seen part 1 yet, on this channel I typically do a lot of reviews of Asian pop. That would be like K-pop and P-pop, M-pop, things like that. But this is a little bit of a change. Okay, well, it's not a little bit, it's a very, very big change of the type of music that I typically review. But this group is very near and dear to my heart, and they were really the introduction to Celtic music in general for me, and because of them, it just opened up a whole new love of this style of music. And I've been a fan of theirs since way back in like 2015, so I have been listening to them for a very, very long time. So I'm super excited to hear the rest of this album, and I've already heard most of it because I went to their Odyssey tour concert when they came here to Florida. I saw them like at the end of October, so I've already heard all of this live, but this is my first time hearing like the studio versions of all of these, and I really enjoyed the songs I heard in part 1, so I'm really, really excited to get into part 2. So I think the first one that we're going to be starting with is Will You Go, Lassie Go, and I'm super excited for this because I really love this song. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming.
I love this song so much.
While the mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go?
Oh, this sounds so pretty! Oh my gosh.
I will build my love a bar by your cool crystal fountain, and on it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will ye go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie?
I'm really glad they included this on the album. I was introduced to this song actually through one of the members, sort of, because one of the members did a solo version of it, and that's how I fell in love with the song.
If my true love she were gone, I would surely find another.
It sounds so good!
Where wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? Will ye go, lassie, go? Will ye go, lassie, go?
Ah! Oh my goodness, I love this song so much! It's so beautiful, and I will never shut up about how much I love it. Okay, so next one we're gonna do is Fare Thee Well, Love.
Fare thee well, love. Fare thee well, love, far away. You must go. Take my heart, love. Take my heart, love. Will we never meet again no more? Far across, love. Far across, love. O'er the mountains and country wide. Take my heart, love. Take my heart, love. No one knows the tears I've cried. So I'll drink today, love. I'll sing to you, love, in pauper's glory. My time I'll bide. No home or ties, love. A restless rover. If I can't have you by my side.
How far are we? Okay, so we're almost halfway through. You guys, if you have not seen my part 1 reaction, so this singer here, this is my bias in Celtic Thunder. For those who don't know what it is, that's favorite member. But in all the groups that I've listened to, and I listen to plenty of groups across many genres, I don't pick a favorite member in any of the groups. This is literally the only group that I like in which I have a bias, like a very clear bias. And then I also have bias wreckers, which I totally did not talk about in the first, in part 1. But if we get to more of his later in this album, I will point him out. But Emmett is my very clear bias. So you can imagine how special this singer must be to, like, you know, have me pick him as a favorite when I never ever pick favorites in groups. But do y'all hear how freaking beautiful his voice is? I will never get over that. And live, it sounds even more incredible. But okay, before I rant, I could rant for like 45 minutes about how cool I think he is, but we have to finish this song and get to the rest of the album.
Oh, come back, love. Oh, come back, love.
Forgive me for the butterflies in my stomach. I'm just like...
Refuse to shine since I've gone, love. Gone away, love. This lonely man has had no peace of mind. So I'll drink today,
Ooh.
I'll sing
Hi, backing vocals.
love in pauper's glory. My time I'll bide. No home or ties, love. A restless rover. If I can't have you by my side, fare thee well,
The backing vocal sounds so pretty. Wow.
you must go. Take my heart, Lord. Take my heart, Lord.
Gladly, I mean...
Never meet again no more.
What a voice, honestly. And yeah, I had a feeling that one was going to be one of his solo ones. Okay. Wow. Next one. We have City of Chicago.
In the city of Chicago,
Ooh.
as the evening shadows fall.
Hi, Ryan. Oh, Ryan. Oh my God. That's my bias wrecker. Ryan right there. So, bias wrecker, by the way, is like, if you have a bias who's typically your favorite, the bias wrecker is the one who kind of knocks that person out of the top spot every once in a while. So you typically, most people, like if you're a fan of K-pop or, P-pop or anything, they have a bias and then one or two bias wreckers there. And that's like their bias line. So I guess you could consider my bias line for this group Emmett and Ryan. So, okay, there you go. A little bit of Asian pop trivia for those if you're new to this channel.
There are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal. 1847 was the year it all began. Deadly pains of hunger drove 1 million from the land. They journeyed not for glory, their motive wasn't greed. A voyage of survival across the stormy seas. To the city of Chicago, as the evening shadows fall.
I absolutely love Ryan's voice. Honestly, guys.
There are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal. Some of them knew fortune, and some of them knew fame. More of them knew hardship, they died upon the plain. They spread throughout the nation, they rode the railroad cars, brought their songs and music to ease their lonely hearts. In the city of Chicago, as the evening shadows fall, there are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal.
I love that he has that very raspy quality to his voice, but he has a really great range, and he can belt really well, too. He's a very strong voice. Oh, is that it? Oh, that was a short song. That was way shorter than I thought it was going to be. Any song, any solo with Ryan in it is going to be a 10 out of 10 in my book. I mean, he is my bias wrecker for a reason, and frankly, he seems like quite literally the nicest man on the face of this earth. But yeah. Okay, next we're going to do Dublin in the Rare Old Times. So this one they did perform on tour during the Odyssey tour, and I thought it was a really beautiful song. I don't know, it just really stuck out to me for some reason. So I'm really excited to hear this studio version.
Ring a rosy, as the light declines. I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Raised in songs and stories, heroes of renown.
Wow.
Past and tales and glories that once was Dublin town. The hallowed halls and houses, the haunting children's rhymes that once was Dublin city in the rare old times.
Wow, the way he pronounces that is so pretty.
Ring a rosy, as the light declines. I remember
The flute is so beautiful.
My name, it is Sean Dempsey.
Ryan's voice.
As Dublin as can be. Born hard and late in Pimlico, in a house that ceased to be. By trade I was a cooper, last out to redundancy. Like my house that fell to progress, my trade's a memory. Ring a rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times.
You can learn so much from listening to their music too. Like so many things about Irish history that I never knew about before I became a fan.
The years have made me bitter. The goggle dims me brain, 'cause Dublin keeps on changing, and nothing seems the same. The pillar and the Met have gone, the Royal long pulled down, as the grey unyielding concrete makes a city of my town.
Guys, hearing this live was something else. Like this, on stage, beautiful.
As the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old time.
And for those who have not seen part 1, we had Ronan on the tour instead of Ryan.
Sweet Anna Liffey,
And Ronan did a great job too.
I can no longer stay and watch the new glass cages that spring up along the quay. My mind's
This
so full of
amazing swelling of the background. That's so beautiful.
to hear new chimes. I'm a part of what was Dublin in the rare old time.
Damien's vocals, like, feels like a stab to the heart when he does anything emotional.
As the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. I remember Dublin city in the rare old times.
Ooh, those sound effects. Oh, wow. This sounds like it could be part of a musical, like a Broadway show of some kind. Just the amount of storytelling that it brings. That is so beautiful. And also, their music also really, really makes me want to visit Ireland. I want to see Dublin. I've never been, but I would absolutely love to visit Dublin someday. And many other cities in Ireland that, that are not Dublin, that I feel like are not as well known to international tourists. I like doing things that are off the beaten path, so I would absolutely love to see all the different parts of Ireland, all the different cities, everything that the country has to offer, because I think it's a really beautiful country. Okay, so next we have Farewell. Okay, so this one I do distinctly remember. This is Neil's solo, and he wrote this one about one of his ancestors who was jailed. I believe it was by the British. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was by the British way back. I think it was this particular family member was part of a revolution, and he was jailed for it, and he wrote on the walls of the jail cell, I want to see no more. You'll hear it later. It's in the chorus, but he was basically writing, he's been walking from the window to the door, and he's seen all the horrors that this prison has to offer and all the terrible things that people can do to each other. And he just wants to see no more of the world. And Neil, I remember he was talking about this during the show. He kind of did a dive into his family history and learned that this person who wrote it was related to him. And then he wrote this song just around that phrase that was written on the walls of the jail cell. And after hearing that, and then he revealed at the end of the story that it was a relative of his, it just makes this song more personal and just kind of ties back to the fact that all these horrors, all these things that happened in the past were real, and sometimes they're more connected to you than you realize. And, you know, people nowadays, I guess, still feel the effects of it, even though it happened so long ago, and it still affects people to this day. So anyway, yeah, let's check out Farewell. This is also on his album Here Art Thou, which is a really, really good album, I gotta say. This is the song that made me check out his solo album. But okay, enough rambling. Let's get right on to this. I do appreciate Neil sharing this little bit of his family history with us. It's a really, really cool thing to know about him.
My name it is John Mulvey, a Wicklow man I am. From the hills of Ould, Cullen as a lad. I love my home, I love my wife, my family and my peers. And for all that I stand, the freedom of my people, the wind within our sails, in the hands of the crown. I'd fight the cause, I'd weather the storm, for glory to prevail. Before I bow, I'll drown. Unto this cell I bid farewell.
It's this phrase here, this part.
I wanna see no more, for it's many a weary hour I walk from window to the door. I wanna see no more.
Such a powerful song.
Early morn, the wind shall scorn the day I'll not forget. I was one of 1,600 volunteers, and as the battles raged, we soon engaged in the streets and city halls, with our message loud and clear. A gunfire spread, wounded men, the cries of loss surround. Now trapped within these walls and in my mind, bombarding all I do recall, would suppress our final frontier. Unto this cell I bid farewell.
Oh, those backing vocals, yes.
I wanna see no more.
Oh my gosh.
For it's many a weary hour I walk from window to the door. I wanna see no more. I wanna see no more.
Oh my god. Neil's vocals, this album and this show are top tier. He sounds amazing.
Though I'll not repent, though I resent this dark Kilmainham jail that weighs heavy and magnified, for I'll dream of old Glencullen and a life that I once hailed, now a fairy tale enshrined. Unto this cell I bid farewell. I wanna see no more, for it's many a weary hour I walk from window to the door. I wanna see no more.
The emotion he puts into this song, oh my goodness. People were
I wanna see no more. Unto this cell
Yeah, a lot of people were like getting really teary-eyed for this song. It's me, I'm people. Goodness. I know this one must have been especially personal for him, knowing that family connection and just performing that in front of everybody on this tour must have been something very vulnerable for him. But I'm so glad that he did it though, because I think that's genuinely one of my favorite songs on this album, and you know, on his EP in particular, it's also one of my favorites. Okay, so let's move on to Sailing. This is a really pretty opening.
I am sailing. I am sailing.
Yes, Ryan.
Home again. Across the sea. I am sailing. Stormy waters to be near you. To be free.
Oh, yes.
I am flying. I am flying like a bird across the sky. I am flying, passing high clouds to be near you. To be free. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Through the dark night, far away. I am dying, forever crying to be with you. Who can say?
I would love if they ever did like a studio recording documentary where it just shows their process of them all recording together, recording this album and putting it all together. That would be really, really fun to see, because I can imagine that doing all of this for the album must have been such a cool adventure for them. Oh my goodness. This guitar part, I can't get over that. It's so beautiful. Honestly, guys, one thing I really love about this particular album is that for all the solos, it's not just one person doing the solo, it's that person, and then they have just layers and layers of background vocals to kind of support that during different parts of the songs, and it just adds another amazing element to these. It's, you know, it's not just one person, it's still the whole group is involved, and I really love that for them. Okay, so next we have, the last song of this album. This is The Parting Glass. You guys, I really, really love this song. Again, I was introduced to it through Celtic Thunder, actually, and I loved it ever since I first heard it, so I can't wait to hear this version of it.
I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. I know I've done
my Bias and Bias record back to back.
To memory now, I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they would wish me one more day to stay.
Beautiful.
But since it falls unto my lot,
wow, Damien.
Should rise and you should not. I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. A man may drink and not be drunk. A man may fight and not be slain. A man may court a pretty girl and perhaps be welcomed home again. But since it has so time to fall. Come fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all.
Is that it? Oh my goodness, what a beautiful ending to this album. Okay, well guys, in total that was, I think, 13 songs for this album. And I'm so happy that they had this amazing, comeback. And I don't know, I feel like there's something so emotional about this particular album. Like looking back at all the ones that we've listened to, there were a couple that were more like, upbeat and fun. Like the Wellerman was pretty fun. But a lot of these deal with some very emotional and or dark subjects. And I think it's really interesting that they chose this set of songs for Odyssey. Because if you think about, Odyssey is a journey. It could be a journey to find an adventure, to find your purpose, or simply through life itself, a journey through history, whatever it may be. I think that these 13 songs really encapsulated that idea of an Odyssey, of an adventure, basically. But yeah, I love the contrast of everybody's voices. All 4 members have very unique sounds to their voices, and they all work really well together. And I really love a group that has different types of voices within one set of people, because when you hear their solos, everything works so well when they're on their own, but then when you put them together, sometimes you think, is it going to match really well? And then it does, and it just makes for this really magical sound when they're all together. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this introduction, to you guys at least, to Celtic and Irish music. I know it, like I said earlier, it's not something I react to a lot on my channel, but I would like to do more like this in the future. If you are a Celtic Thunder fan, or if you know a Celtic Thunder fan, feel free to comment or share with them, because I would love to know everybody's thoughts. If you know any of the songs on here, let me know which is your favorite. And yeah, I'm so excited for their next tour. I know they're coming back next year. I'm gonna go see My Bias's solo show later in December. That's gonna be in a couple weeks when he comes to Florida, and I'm really, really excited to see that. And yeah, overall, I hope you all enjoyed. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff as usual, and I'll see you all in the next reaction. So until then, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys!